Oh, excuse me. I was busily taking a selfie. Okay, the Filipino selfie. Filipinos and selfies. Filipinos and cell phones, mobile phones, in general. Filipinos are a fairly sociable people by nature, as you would probably have worked out. Family and friends mean everything. What others think and see and know, this is life itself. Therefore, mobile phone technology found a very willing audience here right from the start. I can certainly remember in the 90s how everyone was desperate for their own cell phone. There were Nokias, both genuine and fake, flooding into the country and to millions of waiting hands. Markets had plenty of cheap accessories for changing the box or case or whatever you call it, or the button colours, plus cases and jangly bling things that hung off them. You could even get them bedazzled if you wanted. And the country soon became the texting capital of the world. Everyone was texting non-stop. There were even signs telling people not to text while crossing the road, as people were getting bowled over by cars. The next progression was the phone with a camera. And the dreaded Filipino selfie became everyone's obsession and #1 pastime. Why take a photo of something or someone interesting when you could insert your own grinning face there too? And this became worse again when smartphones and cheap phone plans offering Facebook access became easily accessible to the masses. Everything you did became an opportunity to share a photo with your 3,000 Facebook friends, hoping for many, many likes. Selfies and social climbing in the Philippines. No one takes a selfie of themselves taking out the garbage or scrubbing the toilet. Selfies are all about impressing everyone with how glamorous you are and what an exciting life you're leading, even if it's not quite true. Exaggeration, even to the point of being tacky, is surprisingly tolerated. As an Aussie, we have plenty of choice terms for those who try to big note themselves. Getting caught pretending you own something that you do not, or that you have more money or qualifications or influence than you actually have. I'm sure I could come up with about a dozen unflattering words for this, but surprisingly it doesn't seem to quite work like that here, with people taking every opportunity to make it look like they have more wealth and are higher up the social ladder than they actually are. People take selfies in some fairly strange situations, and all I can do is roll my eyes and laugh. Some examples. Selfies standing in front of cars that they do not own. Selfies in front of a large house that they do not own. Selfies in front of upmarket shops, restaurants, etc. We've had visitors, even tradespeople, taking selfies in front of our swimming pool. I can remember a Filipino migration agent a few years ago getting photos in front of the Brisbane law courts wearing a power suit to pretend to be a lawyer. We've seen people walking into expensive shops posing in front of a counter, then going out again without buying anything. We've seen them standing in front of signs of super expensive resorts getting photos as though they were staying there. Jeremy showed me a video taken by a friend of his of two flamboyant young chaps who took selfies while leaning on her car while she was inside the car, laughing. All fairly harmless, I suppose. Personally, I can think of few things less interesting than plonking my face into otherwise attractive scenes. I come from a generation where we took photos of things we liked and people that we cared about, and we left it to others who cared about us to take photos of us. And I tend to think that changing attitudes towards self-importance have either been fueled by selfies or are the root cause of their popularity. I'll continue to mostly take photos of my kids because they mean more to me than any wish to show off my ugly mug. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like to subscribe, you can click on the little button down the bottom corner there, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are regular articles on aspects of Australian visas to the Philippines on www.downundervisa.com.au. There's a blog page you can subscribe to. There is a free visa assessment form, and there are regular articles on aspects of Australian-Filipino relationships, which you can see on www.filipinowives.com.au. If you can please share these articles and these videos on any of the social media that you use, we would appreciate that. Thank you.